I'd love to ask you about something I'm hearing, a phrase I'm hearing a lot lately, which is anticipatory obedience. And a lot of judges have said they're getting a huge number of death threats. People, basically saying they know where they live. Coney Barrett's sister got a threat of a pipe bomb in her mailbox. Talk about the chilling effect this might have on members of the judiciary branch of our government.
I will do that by talking about our past. One of the things that people often ask when you talk about Reconstruction in the United States, which is the period from the Civil War, and there's a big fight about when Reconstruction actually ends, but at least into the 20th century. There's a big question of why it was possible for the former Confederates to retake control over the American South. And the answer is exactly what you're saying there. It's terrorism. And the idea of terrorism is to create terror in a population. And in order to do that, you do not need to have very many people. All you need to do is make sure people hear that they could be next. And one person can do an awful lot of damage nowadays with the ability of the internet and other forms of communication to reach into a lot of places. So if you think about it, you probably remember all the studies that people did about the really angry people in fora on the internet, and how when they actually figured out who all those people were, they were a really small handful of individuals. And what they did is, by being in a lot of places, they managed to make people think that there were a lot more of them than there were. And I think that's what you're seeing here, is the attempt to cow a lot of people into acting in ways that a very small group of people want them to, in order for this small group of people to get what they want. And I just want to emphasize here that what we're seeing is the putting in place of, for example, Project 2025, which is that blueprint from a number of right-wing institutions led by the Heritage Foundation to put in place a theocracy in the United States.